Yo everyone, welcome back to my channel. So like on this video I'm going to share with you some information about death. You understand why you fear death? Basically I'm going to get you to understand why you fear death, because a lot of you guys fear death. You understand? I can speak for myself that I don't fear death. I don't fear itself. You understand? Although I'm still learning how to overcome that shit, but as far as being dead, I don't fear it. You understand? Because I know, you know, I finally came to the truth to why we have to die. We need to. You know, if we don't die, we might be trapped in this bullshit forever, like forever, ever. So we gotta die, guys. And if like after you heard me say this and then you feel scared, you feel like, but hey man, I still don't wanna die. Just know that you are in some deep bullshit. You are trapped in the matrix. You are those ones who are given life to save life in the matrix. You understand? And if you are given life to save in the matrix, then you're gonna be fucked up. So yo guys, you guys have to understand that the reason that you fear death is not because of dying itself. You understand? You don't fear death because of dying. You all know you have to die. You're gonna die, whether you believe it or whether you want to or whether you don't want to. You have to die. You're gonna die. You understand? And you have a, you have the choice to make as to when you want to die. You understand? Or how you want to die. You have those choice to make. Like all of this religion bullshit and all of this media bullshit, this information that you get from religion and media about life and death and about yourself, most of this shit is pure fake. You understand? Because these people have, like, let me not say fake, but it's twisted in a way that the concept itself becomes fake, because it has nothing to do with how we have been taught about it. So how we've been taught about it is what's fake about it. You understand? But the fact that we're gonna die is true, because everybody dies. You understand? And the worst thing to do before you die, or the worst thing to experience before you die, is regret. you know Regret that, okay, the truth was there in front of you, but you didn't accept it because you believed in other people's bullshit. So the reason you fear death is because of media. How media displays death, how these religious books, these religions display death. These religions will make you think that dying is such a traumatic thing. It's something you'll never forget. I mean, think about it, guys. When you sleep, do you think about anything that you fear basically? Like, it's very rare that you even dream about something that you fear. You understand? So, like, death has been portrayed this way so that we can be trapped inside of this matrix. So that we'll have a strong attachment to these materialistic things. The materialistic life, the third, like the third dimension life. It's been created so that we can be trapped within these boundaries, so that we won't know that we are spiritual beings. We don't even own these bodies. We just came into this dimension where there's animals, plants and shit that we can utilize, because this planet is a technological piece. This planet it's like a computer. It's a technology piece, this planet. Now we have find our way to re-engineer the experience of these. Because think about it, as much as we are living in these bodies have their own mind, you understand? So it means that these bodies are living beings, whether or not we are within them or not, you understand? Whether or not we exist within them or we don't, you understand? Whether or not we are conscious of them or not, they live and we experience their life, you understand? So it's like we took this vehicle that already has had its own path that it has to take, right? And then we come here with our own desires to say, okay, when I reach there, I want to do this and this and this and that, you know. So as a spirit, you know, there are dimensions, there are frequencies, and there are dimensions, right? You are a spirit, here you are. In the non-physical, you know, when you are sleeping, it's all blank. It's just a flow of imaginations and a flow of images and, you know, vibrations, basically, you know. Because what happens is that, you know, everything is a wave, guys. If you don't understand what a wave is, like, just look at the life cycle of just look at the life cycle of anything. It goes up and then it reaches a peak point and then it goes back down, right? So even this experience, it's a wave, but we are experiencing it in a more denser level, you understand? So, and it's much more in a, like, this is where, imagine like staring, maybe like say you are staring something very thick, you know, like mud. Imagine staring mud, and then you're trying to like see the water, you know, that's creating this soil to be muddy, you understand? So we are like this, the water that's creating the mud, you feel me? So now, being the water that's creating the mud, we're gonna flow with the mud, and we're gonna still control the experience of the mud, you understand? Because we are creating the flow. It is through us that the mud can flow, you understand? So that's what they say when they say, like, you know, in the Bible they speak about like Jesus coming back to resurrect like the dead. We are already being resurrected. We have been resurrected, you understand? So we are now experiencing this life and in reverse. So now these people, the way they wrote these books, they want us to experience this thing over and over again so that we can be trapped within it. Now what do? They tell us that, like, when you die, you will be like, it's going to be an experience that you're gonna have to like be consciously invested in, you understand, if I can put it. But if you can look at it, there are 3 levels of this wave, you understand? As I said, this wave it's like, think about it this way, guys. Within this wave, so say maybe I'm on the other side right here, right? I'm on the other side of the phone, and now I want, like, yeah, let me take it this way. I'm looking at the screen right now, right here, right? So by looking at the screen, now I can see myself. So by seeing myself now I know what I need to do next, because now I'm on the screen, and the reason I'm on the screen, there is an agenda behind it. There is something that I came to do, you know, to be on this screen, understand? So automatically my mind is going to operate on that, you understand? So my mind, remember, I found it here. I just flew inside the body so that it can now help me to receive everything that I've left, like everything that is in the spiritual world. I can always receive it when I want to, you understand? Through this body, you know, so that I can take on my purpose and do everything that I want to do. You understand? So now, being on this spectrum, if you become attached on this, like say if I become attached on how I look over what I'm looking at, then I won't be able to put this message out there. You understand? But if I become less focused on that, then I'm gonna be able to like put the message how I intended to. You understand? So for a lot of people, like they become invested in the imagery or that they are creating, because you see that this example I just made. Now imagine that the screen is blank, right? But now my spirit has this image that it wants to create. You understand? It has this realm that it wants to create. And now it's thinking, what can I create? So it goes and sees this first image and says, okay, I kind of like this image. Let me go with the flow of it and see what I'm going to learn through using this image. You understand? So other people become attached to the image. They don't become attached to the intent behind the image. That's why now you end up trying to depend on the media and all of this bullshit to find your true purpose or your true north. What you came here for. What is the reason that you came here for? The reason you don't know is because of you are always looking at it from social media's perspective, news perspective, media's perspective, religious perspective, all of these other ideas that you find when you came here. And remember, those ideas are just people who came here before you. While you were still creating this imagery that you were interested in, other people were already doing that. They were already like vibrating with that image. You understand? So if you don't know that you had to vibrate with your image, then when you see other people vibrating with their image, you think that you'll have to vibrate with their image. Not knowing that you have to vibrate with your image. You understand? And if you vibrate with your image and expand with it like that, let it spiral and open up like that, then you're gonna find yourself being like you're gonna hit the block. You understand? Because the image that these people are creating, once you become interwoven with that, then it's going to be a problem. Because what you're gonna do is that you're always going to compare yourself or compete with this person, because you are following their image, and it might be so crazy that you won't even know that you have lost your image. You understand? So like for example, growing up, I've always been myself. I don't want to lie to you. So I always noticed like people love me a lot. A lot of people used to love me. They do love me. Just that right now they can't say it to me because they are lost in other people's images. You understand? So me being myself is more like a reminder. When somebody reminds you to do something that you know you have to do, then it becomes it becomes a drag. Because now the only reason you're not doing that thing is because of you are trying to show them that you can do it with or without their help. You understand? And that's making you stuck, because you are stuck now in that image of trying to, which is crazy. So you have to stick with your image so that you can find your purpose. I'm not talking about the physical image, but I'm talking about the life that you want to create in your mind. Forget about the physics. Imagine the life. That's the image that you came here to create. Back then, when you came to create it, you didn't know that you're gonna look like this in this year, you understand, or look like that in that year, you understand. But you knew that you are going to change within every cycle, you understand. Within every wave you make, the other wave that you're gonna make is going to be totally different from the wave before, you understand. So if you forgot that, then you're gonna go with anyone's wave, until you find that their wave was their wave, and then you have to go back and start your wave again. And now you are trapped into this third level dimension because that image, you became so attached to it that now you couldn't be able to find the image that you intended to create by coming here. You understand? Because we are here just to get the wave and move on to another higher wave. You understand? So you're gonna be trapped into this one looping wave until eventually someone reincarnates again and maybe helps you to get out of that cycle. You understand? And there's always going to be that person within every generation. So that's the good thing about it. You understand? So it seems like a lot of people were in a rush to create this image so much that they even got trapped and lost in it. You understand? So you have to think about it that way, guys. That there is a wave of things happening, right? Different things happening, and those things are happening at a certain at different frequencies. You understand? So you'll have to choose which frequency that you want to experience as a spirit, and then when you get into that frequency, then you're gonna vibrate with that frequency. And now vibrating with that frequency, you're going to morph into what's going to help you serve the intention. What's going to serve the intention to manifest. You are going to morph into it. So if you wanted to experience life of being a god, then you are going to morph then you are going to go through vibrations that morph you to be able to experience those godly frequencies. Understand? So those godly imaginations, those godly imageries, so everything is like, I don't want to put it as an image, but it's merely an image. It's only a frequency. But if now you are at the third level dimension, it's going to seem like an image, because imagine it like this, guys. Imagine a picture, right? You're looking at the picture like this, on the ground. You're looking at the picture. Now this picture, as you're looking at it, imagine the pixels starting to, like, as you look above, right? Maybe say like you at the top, right? Looking at the picture like that. What you're gonna see is that the picture is flat. You understand? But once you at the picture, once you stepping on where the picture is, you realize that this picture was just a different levels of pixels. You understand? It's like, imagine like pixels, right? But not being on the same level. You understand? Like pixels on different levels. So let's say on down below here, while you're looking at it from way up above, you're gonna see like those pixels being one picture, right? But when you go down, the more you go, it's like clouds. When you're looking at the clouds, it's like one thick cloud. But when you're at the top, looking at the clouds, you're gonna realize that those clouds, some of them are separate, some of them are higher than others. You understand? So it's the very same thing. Pixels, we are at the bottom. You understand? We are at the bottom of this, and not even at the bottom, but at the third level. So we can see down, a little bit down, and we can see higher where we come from, where there's no pixels at all, where it's a picture of us, where we can see ourselves, like the way I'm seeing myself right now. I'm not going to be seeing myself as the pixels, you understand, as the pixels of like bits and bits of myself. I'm going to see everything, because now I'm looking at it from an eagle view, so I'm seeing everything that I am. So that's the picture that these people took you away from. They are trying to make you believe. That's why I'm saying that this planet is hell. But since people are so religious, they think that hell is something bad. So hell is not negative. Hell is a good environment for people who need to learn more about life, who need to learn more about themselves. Hell is a good environment, because when you're in heaven, there's nothing to learn. You understand? Because everything is known. Everything that's ever been known is in heaven. You understand? It's high above there. When you're above there, that's when you're gonna be able to see everything that's happening below, and for what it is. You understand? That, oh, it was just me jumping into this frequency so that I can vibrate with the image of it, and then create how I want it to, how I like create a theme around that image. You understand? Create a theme that I call my life around that image. And then once I'm finished creating that theme, then I'm going to go back into the physical world, into the spiritual world, and then partake in other things. You understand? Or maybe get into other frequencies again and again and again, until I finish these frequencies and then do other things. You understand? So yeah, guys, that's as short as I can put it within this 20 minutes, because I can go deeper and deeper and deeper with this shit. So yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one, man. Peace, bruh.